Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today, well, we're looking at something that is now quite old. It was quite a popular range back in 2007 when they were released. They're now quite difficult to find and have become quite collectible, as has the game in its entirety. So we're looking at the 2007 release by Character Options, and it's from their Micro Universe game series of figures and ships. And this particular one we're looking at today is of the Judoon Patrol Ship with the Judoon Captain figure. Now, the Micro Universe was a very simple collectible miniature game that played quite similar to Top Trumps, but with a dice. And the basic concept of the game was that you chose a characteristic from the figure that you have. You roll the dice, or the spinner, whatever you like to call it, and you add the results to the characteristic's value, and then your opponent rolls and does the same thing again, and the one with the highest value wins the battle. Now, there was, I think, 26 individual figures sold in starter sets, there were 7 starter booster figures, all which contained 3 figures, and there was 26 figures in the main set, and then there were 6 special packs that all contained 1 ship. And this particular one we're looking at today is one of those special packs that includes the figure, the Judoon Captain figure, and the Judoon Patrol Ship. So this is the box it comes in, and at the very top it says includes display stand, and it says with exclusive 35mm figure, and it's got Doctor Who, Micro Universe, Judoon Patrol Ship with Judoon Captain figure, and you can see an image of the Judoon Captain on the left hand side, and the bottom right hand corner you have the Character Options logo. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's just spin the box around now to the back and see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around to the back, and this is what we got. So you got the Doctor Who logo at the top there, and you can see an image of the ship and the stand, and an image of the figure, and it does say note ships not in scale with figures. It says the Judoon Patrol Ship, and it says in the 21st century a group of Judoon rhinotic aliens clad in powerful armor who act in the role of intergalactic police transport a hospital from London Earth to the moon. Minutes later, their huge patrol ship descends to the moon's surface. Landing on legs that fold out from the base, these cylindrical shaped ships tower over the hospital as wave after wave of Judoon march out onto the lunar surface. Okay, that's the back of the box. If I just turn the box to the side, again you can see you've got the Doctor Who logo at the top. You've got an image of the Judoon figure that's included, and an image of the Judoon as he appeared in the TV series. It says with exclusive 35mm figure, and Micro Universe Judoon Patrol Ship with Judoon Captain figure. If I turn the box round to the other end, yeah, we got pretty much exactly the same again. And if I turn the box over to the bottom, we've then got information on the actual game itself. So let's have a zoom in on that and see what that says here. So it says other ships and figures in the Micro Universe range. So you've got the Slovene cruiser, the Sanctuary Base 6 rocket ship, Captain Jack's Cellar ship, and the TARDIS. That's 4, plus this one, which is June ship, which is 5. I don't know what the 6th one was because it's not shown. Anyway, it says other ships and figures in the Micro Universe range, and then it shows you some of the figures in the series. As you can see there, you've got Daleks, Martha, Cyberman, Judoon, Clockwork Man, the Doctor, K9, Mickey, and an Auton. It says Doctor Who Micro Universe spacecraft and figure sets. There are 6 detailed miniature spacecraft to collect, each with an exclusive collectible figure. These inside the TARDIS, the Slovene cruiser, a Judoon patrol ship, the SS Madame de Pompadour, so that's the other one that's not shown in the images, Sanctuary Base 6 rocket, and Captain Jack's Cellar ship, Each ship is highly detailed and decorated and comes with a styled base and stand so it can be posed in flight. This set comprises one ship and one detailed painted figure and a fold-out rules collector's leaflet showing all 32 available figures and ships. Note the ships cannot be used as part of the combat system, but the exclusive figures can be used in the game if you wish. Okay, and you got the character options, logo, and their address and details with their web address at the bottom there, and you got the barcode and the item number, which is 02236-241007-Y2A. It says item Micro Universe Judoon Patrol Ship and Judoon Captain set, item number 02727, and age grade 5 years and above. And then just below that you've got all the warning, not suitable for children under 36 months and so on. To the right of that you've got all the copyright information, and it says pack contents include one Micro Universe Judoon Patrol Ship model, display base and stand, exclusive Micro Universe Judoon Captain figure, and collector's game and rules leaflet. And just below that you've got the hologram and the BBC logo. Okay, so that gives you all details of what we got in this box. And you will note that this box has faded somewhat at the front and at the side, and that's because it was a shop window display item, which was in a shop window display for quite some months before it was taken out and sent to the stock room, and that's where it stayed until we went in and we bought out all of the stock that they had in their stock room, and this there was a few of these in actual fact ships among them, and a few packets of the figures among them also, and those we already have available on the Midas Touch website. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open the box and take the card or the inner contents out. I don't think I'm going to be able to remove it from the inner packaging, but let's get it out. Let's have a good look at the figure and the ship, where we can see it without any hindrance from the bubble and the light. Okay, so I managed to remove the ship from the box, and this is what we've got. So we've got the Judoon ship and the Judoon. We're going to have a look at those in a second, but first of all, I've got the instructions here, and it shows you basically what you do. So it says unlock the cylindrical shape ship by turning it clockwise one end while holding the other end, then pull away to obtain the legs stored inside the upper cavity of the Judoon Patrol Ship as shown there. So basically it unscrews and out pops the legs, which you can't see at the moment. And it says remove panel covers from each of the four sides around the lower Judoon Patrol Ship and fit the legs around each of the four leg portion posts around the lower cylinder. Store the panel covers inside the ship as shown on that illustration there, and number 5 is the pin goes into the base and the ship goes and sits on the pin. So that's basically how to set up the ship on the pin. I think that's the pin in the background there that you can see, the locating pin, or the stand if you like. There's also this little booklet that contains Micro Universe figures, and it tells you the collector's set, and so that is the full range. So you've got the Doctor in long coat, Martha Jones, Sarah Jane Smith, Professor Yana the Master, Dalek Sec Hybrid, Dalek Sec, the Hawks, Mr. Saxon or the Master, the Werewolf, K9, Mickey Smith, Clockwork Man 2, Assault Dalek, Cyber Controller, Cybermen, Slitheen, the Ood, the Empty Child, the Pig Slave, the Moxa Belhoon, the Cridotine, the Dalek, Clockwork Man 1, Judoon Trooper, Auton, Sycorex Leader, Madame de Pompadour, the Doctor in Spacesuit, Captain Jack Harkness, the Doctor, Space Pig, and the Judoon Captain. Okay, so that's the these ones are the exclusive sets. So they're the figures that come in exclusive sets. And on the other side here, it's got the unique combat systems using characters, stats, and TARDIS battle spinner, micro universe figures, combat instructions. So here we go. Combat rules. First, place all combating 35-minute characters in front of you. Place them all base down. No, they must remain base down until used in combat or the game is void. Youngest player goes first. Decide clearly before play commences whether you are playing for keeps, which is laser hands and their defeated character, or for fun. First, pick one of your 35 minutes characters on the base is a decal with a certain values. These are logic ratings, temporal, fear factor, and physical ability. Now, one of these will be higher than the rest. Even some weak creatures or characters have some ability in one of these areas. This is a best to choose your highest rated ability. So in this particular one, you've got temporal 6, logic 6, fear 6, and physical 2. And it says next, declare clearly 3 things. Which character you are using to make your challenge, for example, the Doctor in long coat. What ability you are using for combat, for example, fear factor. Which character in the other player's team you are challenging, for example, the red guillotine. No, you must not look at the values on the bases until all declarations are made. Now turn the combating pieces over and look at the bases. Select the combat ability you chose and declare what each character's value in the ability is. For example, the Doctor in long coat is 2. The red guillotine is 4. Now each player spins the combat spinner challenger first. Each player now adds a number they spin, number on lower edge, nearest the ground, to the individual character scores. The results totals are compared. The higher total score wins. If the player for keeps, the loser hands over his character and play continues with the next player choosing to declare. If a player is for fun, keep your character but set it aside. No, the same characters cannot be used in the next challenge, but can be added back into combat one turn after use. If 2 or more players are playing, you play in heats. For example, player 1 and 2 combat, player 1 wins. Player 3 and 4 combat, player 4 wins. Player 1 and 4 combat, player 1 wins the heat. And then you've got all the licensing, copyright information, all the so on bits that we had on the box. Okay, so that's how the game plays. But I'm more interested in the ship and the figurine here. So 35mm, they say the size of the figure is, and it's if I just zoom in on that figure there, you can see for the size of it, it is a very, very nice detailed figurine. I don't know if I can take it out actually. It is all, you can see it's all still strapped. Let's zoom out a little bit. You can see it's all still strapped and taped into the box section. I don't think that can come out because I think it's all attached. Yeah, so the taping all comes from underneath and comes out, so I can't remove that. I don't know if I can. I don't want to break it, so I'm not going to try and force the figure out. But let's have a good look at him anyway. Really nice little detailed figure, but you can see that he's very, very tiny. 35mm compared to the size of my thumb. As you can see, he's very small. If I just put the ruler up there and we can measure, yeah, 35mm in height. That's from the bottom of the figure to the top of his head. So 35mm, and then you've got obviously the standard, which adds another half a centimetre to the figure. But overall, lovely detail for a very, very small figure. I'm trying to show you all the way around there, so you get the back view as well as the front view. But yeah, a very, very nice miniature figure. And unfortunately on the bottom, you can just about, if I can position this right, Can we just about see on the base? I think you can just about see the game details on the bottom of the base of the figure there. Okay, so that's the figure. The ship, of course, is also something marvellous. I mean, the detail on the ship is incredible as well. I mean, it's quite a small ship in comparison, but it is done very well. The fact that you can unscrew it and remove the landing gear, and you take these edges off as well, and it can be then secured onto the base, the rock, the moon rock at the bottom there. And then you've got the stand just in the corner there, the perspex stand, which sits into the hole at the bottom of the ship there, as you can see, and goes into the center of the stand. So really, really nice model. Let's just zoom out a little bit and get a measurement of that model. So it's 12 centimeters in length, if you can just about see that. And the width wise, we're looking at about 3.5 centimeters in width, well, in diameter in actual fact, because it's circular. So that gives you an idea of the size of the ship. But again, lovely detailing. I'm just trying to show you all the aspects of the model wherever we can, so you can really see the detailing. A lot of effort's gone into this model, and it does look absolutely excellent. Okay, so that is these specials. So these are the game pieces and the model ships. Now the model ships have no relevance on the game. They literally are just for display. But as said in the card, the figures can be used in the game if you so wish. Okay, how well did these do back in 2007? Well, it was a novelty game when it first came out, and because they were relatively cheap, the figure packs were relatively cheap, they seemed to sell quite well. For some reason, they stopped at this particular range. They didn't do any more after this, despite the change in the Doctors. I would have thought they would have continued to expand it with more characters that were being produced. Obviously, more characters that appeared in the TV series, more aliens, more villains, and what have you. More ships, but they didn't expand it. They just left it at this. So maybe it wasn't as popular as perhaps they thought it was going to be. It's quite a basic, simple game, as you heard us reading the instructions. So there's not a great deal to the game, but obviously wasn't as popular as it could have been, or was hoped that it could have been. But you know, there we are. I suppose it is one of those games that when it first came out, you have had the kids playing them in the school playgrounds, but the novelty would have worn off quite quickly, I would imagine. Okay, let's move forward. What we're talking? We're talking 18 years forward to today's date, which is 2025, January 2025. Do these appear very often on the platforms? Well, yes, they do still come up on the platforms, I would say. Quite fairly often, I would say. Certain ships do. I think the most common ship we see is the Madame de Pompadour. That's the one that we do see quite a lot on the platforms. That appears quite regularly. We find a lot of these figures and a lot of these ships loose on the platforms. They are available separately. You can pick most of them up quite separately. Although the individual figures, when you see them on platforms, they are quite expensive for what they are, considering what they were when you first got them. But then I suppose we are talking nearly 20 years on, so things appreciate in value and collectability, and obviously the prices go up. So, but yes, they do appear on platforms. But as I say, most of them are loose. You do find the odd one like this, which is still factory sealed. But generally, most of them are open. You do still find some of the sealed packs as well, which you will see one figure, and then the other two figures will be hidden. So you won't know what you're going to get until you open the pack. So, you know, that was the way that they marketed these particular figures and game pieces, obviously to make you buy more, I think, at the time. So yes, they do still pop up on the platforms from time to time, generally loose, and as usual, if you're buying on a platform, be careful. Do make sure you read the content correctly and look at the images, not just the stock images and the stock description, but click the link of the person that is selling the item to see what the actual item is that you are going to buy, whether it's new or used. If it's new, no problem. If it's used, then read the description, because it could be something you don't want. We have many people tell us that they've ordered from platforms and got something completely different to what they thought they was going to get. But there we go, that's another story. Alternatively, we at Midas Touch, we do not use any stock photographs. So what you see on our website is exactly the item that you will be receiving. And this particular item is available on the website amongst quite a few of the other sets that were all former shop stock. As I say, this particular one was a display item, so the box has faded slightly at the front, but if you want it for display like this, it's all mint condition, but obviously the box is not as mint as it could have been, or it was originally. But this particular item is now available on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Doctor Who items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful micro universe Judoon Patrol Ship with Judoon Captain figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.